What I'd like to discuss is a new area which many of you probably already know about, and that is called Second Life. For the next few minutes, what I'd like to do is talk about the rise of virtual world platforms. I'd like to talk about what Second Life is, facts and statistics, creativity and social interaction, and that Second Life is an example of a virtual community for cultures. There's a particular piece I want to show that has been done by Muslims throughout the world called Understanding Islam Through Virtual Worlds, and again, encourage all of us to think about the opportunities in digital diplomacy. In terms of virtual platforms, it's very interesting that the Gartner Group said that 80% of active internet users will be involved in non-gaming virtual worlds by the end of 2011. So we can see in the next couple of years, this is going to be an incredible challenge for all of us. Now you might ask, what is a virtual world? Well, a virtual world is an online computer-generated 3D audiovisual environment that provides anyone with internet access the opportunity to connect and communicate with people around the world. If you look at Second Life, it says, we live in a world that's becoming more networked every day, and the internet has grown into an essential medium for communication, socialization, and creative expression. Virtual worlds like Second Life represent the future of human interaction in a globally networked world. Now, what's interesting when we think of Second Life is the fact that through Second Life, we could have thousands of people taking part in this conference at King Saud through their computers and through their avatars. And I might suggest to you, when I say avatars in Second Life and virtual communities, this is not just a game. You have the United Nations involved in virtual conferences. You also have the State Department of the United States under President Obama saying this is going to be a very, very important part. If you look at the users, this was inaugurated by Linden Lab in San Francisco in 2003. It started out with 2 million participants. Now there are 16 million. 16% primarily in North America, 60% in Europe, with Germany being the largest, 13% in this region, etc. Now, what is Second Life? Subscribers, 60% are men, 40% are women. The average age is in the 30s. We can see it's a very, very young group. Users are represented by the in-world avatars, which you would design yourselves. When you look at Second Life, you can see that various cities, various universities, over 120 universities in the United States have a presence on Second Life, so that you can actually go online, and many of the people looking to go to college will go on Second Life and see what the university is. This is Boston Island. Many of you have been to Boston. You can see on the left, here's the City Hall. You can walk around. The mayor of Boston actually greets you with his avatar. I might say he's much more effective as a communicator on Second Life than he is in real life. This is an example of what IBM, the business leader, has developed as their fire pit. And they encourage people throughout the world to go into the fire pit and talk about what they would like to see developed in terms of products. This is what a Muslim woman from Mesopotamia, or at least that region, constructed in terms of her views of what Mesopotamia might be like. And in terms of education, Harvard Law School has a cyber law class that's conducted on Second Life. So students at King Saud probably in the future will be able to actually be at King Saud, or they can take classes with their professors on Second Life. This is also a piece of Jeddah that was constructed by Muslims in that, of course, Western city in Saudi Arabia. When you think about Second Life, it's a virtual bridge for cultures. People are using virtual worlds to tell stories about religion, culture, themselves. Humans have evolved from people separated by time and distance to a world connected by technology with freedom to interact and live together in virtual worlds that transcend national boundaries and ideologies. What I'd like to do now is to give you an example of the Second Life spots that you can see with regard to technology. And this is going to be a piece that was constructed by Muslims and this is about a trip to Mecca. So take a look at it, and you can see there are various ethical issues and cultural issues that you should.
An altered look about the hills, a Tyrian light, the village hills.
As we listened to Pip's readings, we thought about each avatar as a voice furthering the understanding of a new global culture.
These are the avatars. And this is the part about culture and the trip to Mecca.
Breathe Swindlehurst gave us a tour of the Hajj, created for Muslims and non-Muslims in Second Life.
The sight of the Kaaba is an extremely, extremely emotional experience for Muslims.
In the physical world, we would have bathed and said the following prayer.
Labbaik Allahumma hajjan, which means I come to you, Allah, to perform the Hajj. So make us live in peace and die in peace, and permit us into paradise, the abode of peace. All the Hajj experience is built around the story of Ibrahim and his wife and his son Ismail. The black stone fell from the sky, from paradise, but it was blackened by the sins of people. The next step is we leave Mecca and they go to the place called Mina. The pilgrims spend the night here, and this night is called the Eve of the Arafat, when Adam and Eve were created, and when they came down to earth, each of them came in a different place and they were looking for each other. They actually met each other on top of Mount Arafat, which is why Arafat in Arabic means meeting. This is one of the most interesting parts of Hajj. They start throwing the jamarat. These are the pebbles that were collected. The stone throwing is a symbolic event. It is a symbol of stoning Satan or the devil.
As we ended our virtual Hajj, we realized that although we did not have tired limbs and suffer exhaustion along with millions of others focused on one God, we did glimpse the underpinnings of an event that draws millions of people in the physical world, more and more each year.
Storytelling is a tremendously important part of Muslim culture, and an increasing number of Muslims are finding in a virtual world a way to inhabit, share, and reflect on cultural tradition in a changing.
Yes, I think this gives you a brief example. There are various other educational scenarios that you could think about. What I would like to suggest is, thank you. I would encourage especially the leaders of Saudi Arabia for tomorrow to take advantage of all these communication technologies and to realize that through Second Life, as well as your version of YouTube, and I met the person doing it yesterday, that you can help bridge the gap. Because when it comes down to it, this conference and the people who put it together are attempting to engage all of us in understanding, communication, to find out what we share in common and to respect the differences. Thank you very much.